Michael Spinks defends his world undisputed light heavyweight title. The unbeaten WBA, WBC, and IBF champion makes his 9th title defense against undefeated David Sears. This number 2 ranked WBA challenger is a rugged brawler from New York City. It should be a slugfest for the crown. And then, time permitting, Sports Journal continues its look at the changing roles of women in and around the ring. That's all today on NBC's Sports World.
Greatly in that it's not just a year of inactivity, but in that year, twice he trained to fight and could not fight because the fight fell through. That's destructive to the physiology of the body in training a fighter. That results in the weight loss that I see Spinks suffer. Now, he came in at the lightest weight he's been the last 3 years. I don't know what to make of that.
All right, Spinks at 170.5 going in. Sears 16-0. He has been an active fighter, and Spinks says that he does respect Sears because he's kind of a wild kid, and he said, you never know, you can get caught.
And if he's a wild kid, he's got a wilder guy in the corner, and Al Braverman, one of the wiliest and wildest cornermen in motivating and planning a fight. What that means is from the opening bell, you're going to see Sears come out and give it all he's got because, after all, he has nothing to lose and the championship to gain.
All right, fight time about 45 minutes from now as Michael Spinks defends his light heavyweight title against David Sears. But right now, let's go to Charlie Jones in Las Vegas. Since the Olympics. Title against David Sears. We'll take a close-up look at the power-punching Spinks in just a moment.
I've been seeing another
3 minutes from fight time. Michael Spinks will defend his light heavyweight championship going up against the undefeated David Sears. The 28-year-old Spinks out of St. Louis, now living in Philadelphia. Record of 25-0, 17 by KO. It's been an outstanding professional and amateur career. As an amateur, Michael won the National Golden Gloves back in '74 and '76, as well as the middleweight gold in the 1976 Olympic Games. Michael Spinks, Olympic gold medalist, yet taking a backseat to names like Sugar Ray Leonard, Howard Davis, and his own brother Leon. Michael Spinks, undisputed world champion, taking out the top of his division. Michael Spinks, a quiet man, a husband, a loving father, but on a dark Philadelphia night, a man whose life stood still when his wife died in a tragic automobile crash, leaving Michael alone with daughter Michelle. Many thought the spark that made him a champion also died in that crash.
To believe that someone is gone from you just like that it's really tough. I mean, once you don't live it with the person, or even had a chance to see her after, whereas in the hospital or whatever, I didn't get a chance to see her at all afterwards. So it's something, it's a piece of a puzzle still left, you know, unfinished. I don't know, that's how I am. I go through that. I really look, I'm still looking for her. And I don't know what that's saying, but, you know, time does something. I guess nobody really would believe that it does. I mean, they say time heals all man's wounds, and that's a fact. I mean, it takes a while. Some things you never get over. I wanted to get more into it really for to release the pressure. I wanted to just fight nonstop. I mean, after this fight, I wanted to have to go into training for another one. Just keep going. I mean, I really want to deal with it just like that. You have a meaning, a meaning in life. You know, my meaning in life was to support my family and to hold my own, continue to hold my own. And I mean, I had something to really work for, a wife and a little girl, and I only thought that things would get better. And no matter what? You know, I thought things would only get better and we would have more children, and it took away from my meaning for living. I really have high expectations of myself for my daughter. I mean, I really plan to, well, I want to. I want to play the role that I have in her life. I want to be that one for her in her life that she needs.
Thank you, Charlie. And the challenger, David Sears, has entered the ring. There he is, awaiting the appearance of the champion, Michael Spinks. Sears is 25 years old, out of Howard Beach in Queens, New York. A record of 16-0-1 with 11 by knockout. His last fight, December 14th, he stopped Tony Kurovic in round 3. David Sears, who turned pro in February of '82, opening with a second-round knockout. And he has a unique managerial situation, co-managed by a dentist, Vincent Savino, bowling alley owner, Andy Giovingo, and by this man, actor Burt Young. Actor Burt Young was nominated for an Academy Award for his role of Rocky's brother-in-law, Paulie. It was Paulie who was responsible for a rather unusual training technique, pounding meat. Now he's helping train David Sears in a 4 a.m. workout unlike any other. And what is it about boxing that attracts actor Burt Young?
Probably the most dramatic 3 minutes, whether theater or literature or plays or what. It's when two men face each other, it's probably the most dramatic encounter that can be. It's a tough man that composes himself and makes himself do things that aren't natural, aren't easy. And that's what David Sears is. He's a tough man, a tough young man.
After winning the New York Golden Glove, Sears turned to a pro career.
You got him! David! Push off! David, you got him! That's it! That's it, David!
Last May, he established himself as a genuine contender when he fought to a draw with the favored Willie Edwards. Since then, he's won by decision and knockout, but he's preparing for Spinks in other ways.
How am I getting ready? With my crazy manager, Burt Young. Starting at 4 in the morning in the park, and then 2 in the afternoon in the gym. People say, why 4 in the morning? Well, because it's more discipline. It's part of what I have to do.
So we loosen up. We take this 10-pound sledgehammer and we just move and loosen up for about 15, 20 minutes. Then I plan the next torture. These are 3-pound bricks the youngster has in his hands. He's got to not only move and throw and balance, he's got to hold them in his hands.
Everything has a purpose, and it's not just to do it. Everything has a purpose. Then wind sprints, run as fast as I can for 3 minutes. Like a round is 3 minutes, so I run for 3 minutes.
But the truth of the matter is, I know he's going to start punching me after this, so I try to exhaust him as much as possible.
And with the hand.
But in the final weeks, Sears trained in a conventional manner, and Young doesn't see his fighter as a real-life Rocky.
David Sears comes from a great family, a great neighborhood that loves him. He's not an impoverished kid. He's a good, healthy young man. This is not no rags to riches story. He's a wonderful kid from Howard Beach.
Well, But Bert Young has to be hoping for some Rocky-type magic for his man, David Sears, as he goes up against the undisputed light heavyweight champion, Michael Spinks. And there is Spinks, 25-0. His last fight, last February 25th, when he successfully defended his title by winning via decision over Eddie Davis here in Atlantic City. We'll be back with the fight after these words.
If I thought that no one cared about the things I do in life, well, I'd still care about working hard and making it turn out right. Made in America, that means a lot to me. Oh, I believe in America and American quality. Here's to you, America, my best I give to you.
Anheuser-Busch is the same personal commitment to quality that has kept our family of beers the finest in the world for over 100 years.
Here's to you, America, my best I give to you.
Somebody still cares about quality. Anheuser-Busch.
These two cars are practically identical. But this one just takes the kids to school, while this one over here sometimes pulls a trailer. That's why Midas carries different kinds of shock absorbers, including our gas shocks that give you a smoother ride even on the worst roads. At Midas, we've got the right shocks for every car and every driver.
Now you can feel the difference.
Atlantic City, New Jersey, we're closing in on fight time. Marv Albert with the fight doctor, Bertie Pacheco, and we're set for the introductions. Let's go to the ring. Here's Frank Shane.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Copa Room of the Sands Hotel and Casino here in Atlantic City. Tonight's World Boxing Association, World Boxing Council, and International Boxing Federation championship belt is sanctioned by all three of these people and approved by the New Jersey State Athletic Commission, the acting commissioner, Robert W. Lee, and the assistant to the commissioner, Deputy Commissioner Nick D. Balistreri. The officials assigned by the New Jersey Boxing Commission, the doctors in attendance at ringside, the chief physician, Dr. Frank Burnett Doggett, Dr. Ronald Wood, and Dr. Stanley P. Rogers. The timekeeper, Roosevelt Gilbert, and the judges, Joe O'Neill, Joe Santarpia, and Stu Winston. The referee in the ring at this time, Larry Hazard. In the red corner, he's wearing red trunks trimmed with white. He weighed in at 173 3/4 pounds. His home is Howard Beach in Queens. His career record, undefeated in 16 contests with 11 knockouts. Here is the worthy and capable challenger, David Sears. And in the blue corner, he's wearing white trunks trimmed with black. He weighed in at 170.5 pounds. He is one of two undisputed champions of the world. His home is Philadelphia. His career record, 25 wins. He is undefeated and undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. Here he is, Michael Spinks. Michael Spinks. 15 rounds. Referee Larry Hazard.
It is scheduled for 15. The referee, Larry Hazard, who was a judge the last time Spinks fought, winning via decision last February over Eddie Davis. Larry Hazard, a veteran of 26 title fights. And I must say, in observing Michael Spinks earlier, and as he made his entrance to the ring moments ago, you get the idea that he is a very confident guy. Appears to be just another day at the office for the champion.
When you've got his record, why not? He's 25-0, and no one here can dispute. He is the undisputed light heavyweight champion as they begin round one.
And Michael Spinks is a genuine one-punch knockout bomber. Long arms, powerful legs, has the upper body of a middleweight, the thighs of a heavyweight, often strikes suddenly. Oh, there's a right hand by Spinks.
That one hurt. Sears looks very tight.
And this is a David Sears crowd direct from Queens, New York.
Sears is prepared, and he was supposed to come out and let it go in the first round. That's what Braverman wants him to do. We know Spinks has that habit of just kind of laying back for the first 2 or 3 rounds till he figures you out.
At times, the style of David Sears, not pretty. Straight ahead, followed by tying up tactics, so there have been slow-moving fights in which Sears has been involved. However, as you say, Braverman wants him to pick it up right at the start.
He's superbly trained. There's no doubt about it. Not an ounce of fat on Sears. He's been doing all of that work that we described at the top of the show, and he feels he can go the full 15.
Halfway through this, the opening round, scheduled for 15. Undisputed light heavyweight champion Michael Spinks, who has not fought since last February, and that is the only question going in. Although you take a look at the opposition on Sears' record, and it's been strictly club fighters.
Michael doing his usual laid-back number, just letting his opponent take all of the charge of the first round. You know that Michael just waits, and he looks for that mistake. He's already seen he can land the lead right. We'll see what he does with it.
Sears doubling up with the jab.
Braverman.
A glancing blow, the crowd overreacting as Sears threw it.
Braverman's plan was simple. Jab to the body and hook with the right hand. A left jab to the body has been thrown about 3 times this round so far. Spinks has forgotten, rather Sears has forgotten about that jab.
Final seconds, round 1. We'll be back in just a moment. 9-year-old David Sears out of his corner, meeting up with the champion Michael Spinks, who unloads with the right hand. Between rounds, Al Braverman in the corner of Sears said, I want you to bounce in and bounce out and throw the hook, because he said Spinks is made for hooks. And there's a good hook thrown by Sears. Getting into it as David Sears has been on the attack against the champion thus far. Again, the combination by Sears making Spinks look very awkward.
Remember, this is Spinks style. Spinks just waits and waits until he's got you figured out, and then he goes. This is not unusual, Michael Spinks. Now, that reaching punch is the right hand that he figures he can hit him with, that lead right. He's hit him with every one he's thrown. That's the first one he missed. Remember, also, this crowd is doing an awful lot for Sears. He's working on pure emotion and adrenaline. Michael's just letting all that play out. He's a great chess player, is Michael Spinks.
Scoring for the fight is on the 10-point must system, scored by the 3 judges. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect, so 3 knockdowns in 1 round and the fight is over. There is a standing 8 count for the championship bout. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the final round, and the ring position can't stop the bout. The judges, Joe O'Neill out of Philadelphia, Joe Santropia from New York, Stu Winston of Miami. And the referee is Larry Hazard. Under a minute left, second round.
Spinks letting Sears win these first 2 rounds. Just watching and waiting, trying to land that right hand, not doing much jabbing. Remember, when Spinks gets started on the offense, you're going to see a masterful jab, a double jab like that.
And also Spinks, a guy who can land very suddenly, as Bunzel Johnson discovered back in '81, among others. Sears continues to land, but nothing damaging. Final seconds, round 2, and another good round for the challenger, David Sears.
Missile exercise, Caribbean.
Throwing hooks, and here's the hook.
It landed perfectly, and then he forgot to. There it is. Perfect hook. It landed, and then he didn't do it. Now, that's why Braverman's good. He picks that up, and he'll tell you, go back to that hook. In the meantime, Young looks like he needs CPR. A little bit more of this, and Stallone's going to have to start looking for a new co-star.
All right, this is round 3. Marv Albert with the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco. The light heavyweight championship at stake. Michael Spinks, as has been traditional, off to a slow start. David Sears in the red, Michael Spinks in the white.
Unintentional butt as they both came together trying to throw jabs. It has been a very clean fight. No low blows, no butts.
Oh, the right hand! It struck suddenly, and Sears in big trouble. Michael Spinks opening this 3rd round and putting David Sears down.
That was that right hand lead that he had been measuring him with in both rounds.
And Sears looks to be through. Here's Spinks looking to end it. Hazard checking it out. The entire arsenal being thrown by Spinks. Just over a minute gone by. Round 3.
It's going to be all over with.
Yeah, he's stepping in. That's it.
That's it, and that's what it should be. Hazard, once again, his great job. He was through. No question about it.
Michael Spinks took his time and then struck suddenly in the 3rd round. A right hand, and then he applied the finisher, and it turns out to be just another day at the office for the champion.
Just what you expect from Michael Spinks. You know, Spinks weathers the storm. As soon as he landed that first right hand in the 1st round, you knew he had the confidence that he can land it when he wanted to. That's what makes Michael Spinks so great. He figures you out, he lets you do your thing, and then all of a sudden, as you said, with great suddenness, he strikes. That's why I say he belongs, without question, in the great light heavyweights of the past 20 years. I certainly put him in there with Archie Moore, Foster, and even the great Ezzard Charles, who turned into a heavyweight, was a great light heavyweight.
Now, Spinks is constantly talking about a shot at the heavyweight title. He wanted to fight Larry Holmes. It just has not taken place. He feels he could bulk up, put on the muscle. Now, other light heavyweight champions of tremendous quality have attempted this, and it has not worked. Talking about people like Bob Foster and Archie Moore. What about a guy like Spinks?
Never happened. He can never bulk up. You saw a very thin guy up there. He could never get to the size of the heavyweights. They tried to make him with Holmes. Holmes would have worn him out just pushing him around the ring. The heavyweights today, Marv, are enormous men. They're 6'3", they're 6'4", they go 220, 240. You can't get in with guys like that and give away that much weight. However great Michael Spinks is, the best he could do is stay with the light heavyweights and go into the cruiserweights if he should want to, which, to my way of thinking, is a qualitative come down.
And there is Michael's 4-year-old daughter, Michelle. Of course, on the mind of Michael Spinks is the talent-thin light heavyweight division, and the fact that he sees a big money fight in stepping up and going against a heavyweight. We'll be back to talk with the champion in just a couple of minutes. All right. Back in Atlantic City, New Jersey, The official time, 102 round 3. Michael Spinks successfully defending his light heavyweight title for a 10th time by stopping David Sears. And this, the right hand that put Sears down, this got it going in the early portion of the 3rd round. So David Sears hitting the canvas. He had won the first 2 rounds, utilizing the hook and some good-looking combinations. Here's another look. The right hand, and down goes Sears. And this final seconds of the bout, the final touches being applied by Michael Spinks. And you'll see Larry Hazard check it out and make his way in. And that is it. 102 of round 3. So Michael Spinks is now 26-0. And this makes it 18 by knockout for Sears, his first defeat as a professional. He is now 16-1-1. Michael Spinks, the 28-year-old out of St. Louis, now living in Philadelphia, continues the reign as the light heavyweight champion. Let's go to the ring. Here's the fight doctor.
Michael, you're a man that needs no belts. You got 3 belts draped around you here.
Yeah, I've been a gold medal. Yeah.
Did you find that the first 2 rounds you seem to be taking quite a powdering there? Did you find them hard to solve the first 2 rounds?
Yeah, I was trying to see what he had. I was looking around, see what I could hit him with, and in the process of doing that, I got caught a couple good times and saw that he has a decent punch after all. But in the 3rd, with some good coaching from the outside, I managed to go back to the Olympics and throw the Spinks jinx.
The Spinks jinx was thrown. You seemed to hit him with that right hand right at the opening bell, a lead right, and it looked like that was the bread and butter for you for the rest of the
but I didn't follow through with it. As I hit him with a straight, I figured that, I didn't think that, being that I was laid off so long, I didn't think that he would be looking for it. Looking for an overhand. Looking for the straight right. I thought I could still hit him with it. But I changed up and finally hit him with it.
Sears, you did a terrific job the first 2 rounds, but you got caught with that right hand. Did that surprise you coming out of nowhere?
Yeah, it did surprise me. I thought it started going my way, but I guess that's why he's the champion.
That is why he's the champion, and undisputably the champion, light years ahead of other light heavyweights. That leads us to the heavyweights. You still want to get up to the heavyweights? There are no light heavyweights around that are on this planet with you.
I don't know right there, but I would hope so. In the future, I will let Butch Bills do all my future planning as far as my movements are involved, and I plan to maintain as light heavyweight. And in the future, I really, me and Butch gonna put our heads together and think about moving on up and maybe do something.
Wait a minute. The braver part of your combination here, Butch Lewis, is just telling me something. What do you say, Butch?
I just hope, Larry, I hope you're watching. We tried to put it together. If you can make it with Dave, we got a date. We have a date.
That's Butch Lewis, the promoter that has promoted all of Spinks' fights. Al, good luck. Good luck to you, champion.
Okay,
hope you continue, and hope we see you some more.
Yeah, and I'd like to say hello to everybody in New Orleans. They helped me get ready for the fight. And thanks to all the cornermen, and thanks to Larry Hazard especially, doing such a terrific job at keeping our heads apart.
Hazard always does a great job. Another man that always does a great job is Marv Albert at ringside. That's where we're going.
And you, Mr. Freddie Pacheco.
Thank you.
And thank you all for broadcasting the fight.
I can't take this kindness. Michael Spinks, the only 1976 U.S. Olympic gold medalist to remain undefeated as a pro. He won his Olympic title as a middleweight, and that group from 76 includes Sugar Ray Leonard, Howard Davis, Leo Randolph, and brother Leon, who made his return to the ring, incidentally, this past Thursday night with a knockout victory. The champion, Michael Spinks, successfully defending his crown. Now let's go to Len Berman at our studios in New York.
Thank you, Marv Albert. We'll be getting back to you and Dr. Freddie Pacheco shortly, but first, last week, we talked about women in boxing, and we focused on the influential women outside the ring. Today, the focus spotlights the women in the ring. Will the day ever come when a woman boxer receives the type of recognition that a Mary Lou Retton or a Chris Everett Lloyd receives? That is the subject of part 2 Navratilova possesses. All these women want is the opportunity to show off their skills as well. When we continue here on Sports World, it's back to Marv and Freddie Pacheco in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Marv Albert with Freddie Pacheco. Earlier, it was Michael Spinks successfully defending his light heavyweight title by stopping David Sears at 102 of round 3. And Freddie, following the good start by Sears over the first couple of rounds, Spinks struck as he called it, he struck with the Spinks jinx.
And it was that straight right hand which put him in trouble. He just knew that that thing landed from the very first round. And I can't tell you how exciting it is to see an expert like Michael Spinks work. He takes the charge of the other guy, he figures him out, and then all of a sudden when he presses a button, it's magic destructo time.
So Spinks, who won the title back in July of '81 with that 15-round victory over Eddie Mustafa Muhammad in Las Vegas, has successfully defended for a 10th time, doing it here this afternoon against David Sears. We'll be back here in Atlantic City a bit later on, but right now, back to Charlie Jones in Las Vegas.
His manager, Pat DeFuria, who managed Wayne Thornton a few years ago, and straight on looking him in the face and feeding him a little water at the moment is Gil Sanchez, his trainer, and that's the corner of Mac Foster. On the other side of the ring, we have the corner of Jerry Quarry. The man with the towel over his shoulder is Teddy Bentham, who was in the corner of Carlos Ortiz, the former lightweight champion. Dickie Ferrara on the left, and brother Mike Quarry on the outside, or rather Jim Quarry. Round two. Round two at Madison Square Garden. Jerry Quarry in the white trunks, Mac Foster in the red. One flurry by Foster probably carried the first round for him. Not too much else happened. Round is half over. Now Former is starting to throw them from back in the backfield.